Hello, air signs. How's it hanging, homies? Good to see you. Happy New Year. It's been a minute. Working on a bit of a transition. The air sign flurry, and this year's been a little having dense energy is probably the best way I can put it. And again, to my fellow air signs, you know how that goes for us. So anyway, I'm here because I felt driven to all week. I've just been feeling like I want to do a reading, like there's a need, and it always I always know I should do a read when like a friend reaches out to me for one during a time when I feel inclined. So that happened, and I realized, wow, it's even like this like cosmic party going on between the supermoon and Virgo, our pal Mercury, and we're Batman and Robin, like us in Virgo with Mercury, coming out of retrograde, and the full moon in Virgo, the supermoon in Virgo combo for Virgo is like heavy, but Virgo does relate to us, so it's important that we also kind of pipe up. If you are Gemini, um, like those things are going to be significant. And will still affect other air signs, but not as much as Gemini. So, anyhow, we also have Spring Forward, which I always try to celebrate when I was, organizing events and stuff, and I had my bands, and I was way back in the day when I was, band managing. I loved Spring Forward, and I've done a few events over the years with other friends and stuff. So here we are. This is my way of celebrating it, and hope for new beginnings. So let's get started. I've already pulled the cards because it's like the shuffling takes forever and really takes a lot of time, and I don't believe in manipulation. I asked for the cards to fall face down one at a time, and I just put them in order and then pull them in the same order that they fell. Because being trusted by the divine to do this for you is not something I take lightly. So if you don't trust that, you might as well check it now. Otherwise, here we go. So we're starting off the reading. Ooh, God, if you guys watch me, you know how irritated I feel with the freaking Knight of Pentacles, and he has come for us, but I've been feeling it, like I just said. I've been feeling this slow energy, and I even wanted to say earth energy when I just said that. Dense energy equals earth energy to me. So yeah, here he is. And so it's definitely something that we're gonna have to work with. And we are going through some transitions, but in the past, this has been transition to the foundation. Wow. For me, this is so applicable. And so, yeah, let's see. Let me finish this out, my whole intention. Stop being the chatty Gemini that I am. I love when we do these together, actually, because it's definitely, something that is just totally resonant for me, and it's harder for me. It's like the universe doesn't want to talk to me about personal things through the cards. We have our ways of communicating otherwise, and it's almost like, really? You're going to bring it to the cards? It's not even for us. So when I try to read for myself, it just it doesn't really feel resonant, or it just feels like the cards are emanating my emotions in some weird way, but not really telling me anything. So yeah, so I like to do these when it's for everybody and all of us, air sign collective, so then maybe I can kind of see from a different perspective, right? So anyhow, okay, we've got a lot of ocean energy here. Wow, this resonates for me in kind of a deep way, so I'm going to try to keep my composure as I explain it to you. So, you know, the transformation, it begins, we're starting heavy with the Death card. Now that is a Scorpio reference. For me, that's like my rising sign. I have Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus with like that Scorpio kicking into the ascendant. So, you know, this really is gonna like slam me. Also has to do with some other relatively important energy in my life right now. But what clarifies him is Ace of Wands and the Queen of Swords. So this transformation has brought about some truth to the feminine aspects and caused some new beginnings, okay? And it's like the Gemini card, the Lovers, pops in the next row under the Four of Wands. So this is a transformation to the foundation, okay? And can also represent this Four of Wands with the Lovers and the Page of Wands is really talking about how this transformation relates to you in a possible partnership and a foundation, possible twin flame, like soulmate card. But I did not get the soulmate card, Six of Cups, but I did get the Four of Wands with the Lovers, which is like can be twin flame. You know, or just like the Lovers can represent those dual aspects within us of masculine and feminine and our relationship with them. But the Page of Wands, you know, I don't know what it is about him. He like irritates me kind of. The Knight of Wands is like a Casanova, you know, and like a super player vibe, right? So when you think about the cat, his little brother, the Page, who's like even more immature and maybe cares even less, but still holds the wand of passion in his hands. Do I like it? Do I not? You know what I mean? It seems dangerous. It seems like it could be. But he's coming out and he's trying to be passionate. I don't know. And he doesn't necessarily like embody anything negative. He's actually usually a really good card. Like, you know, the primitive communications and expressions of your passion and of your heart. When it comes to the Lovers and the Four of Wands. Now, you know, that's like a heavy row. So let's just keep moving and we'll see how it all plays together. Because I haven't looked at these yet. We're all just sort of looking at it together. So, excuse me. The next card up is the Magician with the Page of Cups and the Three of Cups. Okay. The Magician talks about utilizing all that is at your disposal, right? Gathering like old Mother Hubbard, everything out of the cupboards to feed the children, and really manifesting also via what you have, utilizing all that you have to manifest, you know, an abundance in an infinite abundant way. There's a lot of energy, you know, involved with that, and really focusing, which for air signs can be challenging. So, you know, the Page of Cups is like trying to like manifest and celebrate what you do have and bring that forward, okay? Because the Three of Cups is like celebration, maybe a party, reunions. So I'm really looking at it as like sort of celebrating and recognizing what's in front of you and really learning to celebrate it and, you know, beginning to come forth with that, okay? And the next row is the Star with the Empress and the Seven of Wands. And wow, guys, like I can't express, like in a personal, to me personally, this reading, you know, has a few really deep significances. But the Star with the Empress, I mean, the Star has to do with recognition, okay? It has to do with hope. It has to do with prayer, cosmic, you know, your wishes, your dreams, your dreaming, okay? And the Empress is like the feminine aspect of that which creates and rules your empire. And all the nurturing and creative energy that she puts forth to the kingdom for its prosperity. And the Seven of Wands is taking a stand for that. It's like It's like recognizing your own worth. It's seeing your own value in what you have produced in your life and taking a stand for that, you know? And it's like there comes that damn Knight of Pentacles, you know, and he's in the end too, which gives him a presence nature. And I'm like, no, Knight of Pentacles. Anyhow, he's been around for us every time I think I've read, like, I don't know, maybe for the last year or 6 months or whatever. But it's slow moving energy with the Ace of Swords, you know, that slow moving manifestation. And the Five of Cups, like, you know, there's like loss. It's like a feeling of loss and only being able to see what's been lost, and the truth of the loss, you know, has been just like trickling in, you know. It's almost like, can we get it freaking over with? You know, I'm really ready to move forward. I don't, you know, there's the truth. I have the truth. Let's do this, like, you know, and let's use the truth and cut out this despair, right? And so then we find ourselves in a hermitage, you know, we're moving away, we're hermiting from the Ten of Swords, and that, you know, we've got the Ten of Swords twice here, and I feel that. It's like in the foundational energy, and it's also in this finality, you know, and what that means is we have, like, been going through it, okay, and we're over it. It's done. Like, the completion of that emotional pain. I mean, the Ten of Swords is like the card that represents like literal murder, you know, or whatever, stabbing in the back. But like, there's only so much any situation can endure, and you're there, you know, we're there. We're getting away, hermiting from it, and coming forth as the King of Pentacles now, you know, where we were, you know, the Knight of Pentacles in the last row. We got the Page of Wands earlier. You know, but we started with the Queen of Swords, you know, which is us showing up as an air queen. She's an air queen. So it's our feminine nature that is, you know, going through transformation with the Ace of Wands and coming out with passion and saying, I need a passionate new beginning, okay? And, you know, the Page of Wands, my little, you know, our little imp over here, he's like got that torch of passion, and he's kind of running around, you know, the kingdom with it. And, you know, we've got a lot on the line, you know, the Lovers, which can, again, represent Gemini. So all of you Gemini, we're like repping strong. Got the Scorpio also on the table and like right next to it. So, you know, but the Four of Wands talks truly about foundation, celebration, family. A lot, it's similar to the Three of Cups that falls in the next row, you know what I mean? But it's like, look at it. It's such a rad card. And you see the unicorn and all the wands and the blooming and the full moon, okay? So we're talking like in this current time right now, you know, it's like we're making small moves of integration, you know, and that's kind of how I see the Lovers. It's also about integration, you know. It's like when we can integrate and unify within and become sort of whole, you know, and come forth with that as a foundational like block, because it can represent, like I said, the masculine and feminine within the self and coming in to harmony. You know, a disharmonic Lovers would be the Devil card, which I have gotten. I just got it for was it fire signs? I think got the Devil. Maybe the Earth did too. I don't think so. I think it was fire, just fire. Anyhow, they got the Devil, you know, so they're like chained into the negative aspects of the Lovers. But the Lovers with the Four of Wands is like a harmonic, man. And so you're ready to sort of move into that right now. That's your truth. That's the new beginning from this transformation, from this death, that you're coming forth with in that wand, okay? Of passion and new beginnings that are laced just heavily with that Queen of Swords coming with the truth, you know, coming with her sword to maintain and cut out anything unnecessary as we transform. And the Magician, with, like, again, with the Page of Cups and the Three of Cups, it's like really learning to appreciate what you have. What is yours? What is your natural resource? I mean, the Magician, you know, has all of his resources swirling around him, and you see the swirl of energy that is his, you know, bringing them into balance. Okay, so that is our responsibility right now, and realizing, what we have is good, and reuniting with that recognition, and also with our own value. Okay, as creators, as the feminine. For women, this is really strong. As nurturers, as mothers, as that creative feminine in any environment, tribe, or creation, you know what I mean, is going to be recognized, is being valued and recognized, and you are taking a stand for that to happen. It's so intense. Like, all that you've dreamed, envisioned, in that feminine nature, you know what I mean, is what you're taking a stand for, and what you're recognizing about yourself, and others, I think, are recognizing about you as well, and like this circular interaction. But truly, you're over here going like, wow, I value what I have, I value what I contribute, in unity, in celebration, and what I bring to the table, even if it's a page of cups, which means it's not, very developed within the spectrum of the experience. And it is from the heart, you know what I mean? And you're like, I value that, what I bring forward, and I value what I have here and what I've built. And I recognize that. And I'm going to take a stand for my creation, my dreams, and where I want to go from here. And so, that kind of triggers that Knight of, Pentacles, kind of slow moving, Ace of Swords in the pocket, Five of Cups, darn life, moving on, gotta move on with my truth. But just like, it's like really almost like for an air sign, just like unbearable. But what it causes, this truth, this moving in truth, this, like understanding and recognizing and facing that it's been coming in for a long time. You know what I mean? Also, I think that Knight of Pentacles can really relate to. Like, the truth has been trickling down. I think I said that already. If I didn't, I thought it. And that trickle has a regret to it. You look at it and you're like, wow, man, this is a sharp truth. This is a sharp sword. And I need to go within, because the Ten of Swords, like this sword of truth is like the final sword. There's like, I can't take any more swords, is sort of the feeling. Any more betrayal, any more, painful interactions wherein you find yourself at a loss. Okay, so that has to stop. And the King of Pentacles is here to be like, yeah, buddy, this is going to stop. Okay, because I'm the king of this real world, not the emotional world, not the passionate world, and not the mental, world, but the real world. And in the real world, we done with that Ten of Swords. Okay, we're not going to even be available for it anymore. So bottom of the deck is again the Hermit. Okay, so here's the crazy part. We got Hermit, Ten of Swords, which is 2 of the 3 out of the last, row. Just realizing this, with the 2 of Wands, and the Ace of Wands began us off in the first row. So the next progression is the 2 of Wands. So I see that there's been a retreat from partnerships, interaction, due to some deep pain. And like that Ten of Swords, once again, done with the pain. We aren't going to fucking come forth for it anymore. That's exactly what that says, and that wherein we definitely would like to find balance, harmony, 2 heads are better than one, believe in that. It's a retreat in both segments here. It's, that the attempt at finding that eye to eye sort of inspired, creative even. I mean, this is like friendships. This goes into work partnerships. It does not denote like a romance. There's, other than the Lovers and the 4 of Wands, I mean, which again, because there's probably quite a few Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in these readings, I would say that could represent Gemini, or you know, the balance within self. It could represent also a love relationship. So there's like a variety, but over here, it's like itemizing relationships in general at large, and the pain that's been caused or experienced via the exploration of that and the retreat from it. And that's over twice over here. And I can vouch for that in my own life. So under the cards that are oracle, we've got stone people, vigilance, breach, inspiration, and play. Okay, and so there is water in every single one of these. The ocean, the water. Look at this. Here's the first two. Okay, we got the whale, and then, you know, if you look at this stone people vigilance, it's like water with rocks, almost looks like Big Sur or something. And then the next two is the water sunset. Is it water or just clouds? I can't tell. I always have interpreted it, because I love sunsets over water, that it was water, but it may not be. It may just be sky, but then here's the dolphins, okay? And so it's like there's been a, you know, be vigilant, like the stone people, you know, like this, find the solitude in the hermitage to be vigilant for self, because there has been a breach in the inspiration in your ability to like play and provide that creative, you know, contribution to the Two of Wands, okay? So the under the deck ones on those is visualization and unfoldment, okay? So again, visualization, did I just get that one? I did again for like fire, I think. And so anyway, you know, visualize how you want this to unfold and like where you want to go from here. And remember that, you know, we manifest what we invest in, you know. So we can't control sometimes our thoughts. Like I have a very creative mind that like works very much faster than my conscious mind can like often like edit it or whatever. And so it thinks all these things, you know, and someone's just like, can you stop it? And like, you know, so we can't, it's what you, those thoughts that you like file out of those fleeting thoughts and like continue to mull over and continue to dissect and elaborate upon and build upon that actually have like, you know, manifestation value. So, you know, it's a work for me every single day. You know, it's not something that I think is easy for anyone, but if we can focus on the positive ways this situation can unfold, because we are taking a stand for our creative selves within self, the empress, the creator, the creatress, I love this word, that, you know, rules within us, whether we're a male or female or embody masculine or feminine predominantly. Okay, and the dreams of that empress and her creations that she wants in her kingdom, you know, and what she wants to give to the situation. And also, you know, it has to be what she can receive, because, you know, the feminine energy is the receiving energy. So, you know, it really would be the emperor that decides what he can give, but he gives in a very material way and she gives in a very emotional, from the heart way, you know. So it's often more overlooked and, you know, in the kingdom, right? But she wants to take a stand for that and all of her visions and all of her goals and her dreams within the kingdom and what she sees, because she also sees the slow movement and the truth and the despair going on amongst within the kingdom without, you know, her vision being incorporated or her ideas being present. And, you know, feminine qualities have to do with big picture. You know, the emperor is not so well known, you know, and the Hierophant is not so much the big picture. When you talk about the empress and the high priestess, you talk about the big picture, you talk about intuition and all of these aspects that should evenly be, you know, incorporated into any kingdom or reality, okay? So we're realizing this and taking a stand for that for ourselves within our own realities, whether that's like an actual situation or within self and how you plan to conduct yourself and, you know, and your perspectives and all that. So, all right, I've gone on too long. Be vigilant, you know. I'm getting that really strongly. The hermitage, you know, we're going within, we're journeying to grow, we're journeying through this transformation, okay? And it was dark. I know for me, it's been just really dark. and, you know, valuing the self and the creative self, taking a stand, looking at everything that you actually have built and realizing that it does, even though it's a page of cups, it does have value. Okay, it still is one of those cards. It's a page, it's a knight, it's a queen or king. Those, you know, are where you begin to really step into the hierarchy of development, okay, in that suit. So in the emotional body and finding value in that. Okay, I'm gonna stop now, but go, you know, go within and then bring it without, you know what I mean? It's all we can do. And, all right, so woo-wee, I'm gonna have to look at this. It actually, you know, the way I explained it to you is a little different than I would to myself, but the relevance is there. Okay, guys, I will see you sooner or later. I'm unsure. You know, we're gonna go with the flow, and see what happens. But I hope it's sooner. And it may be under different premise. You never know. I could just start like recording myself at abandoned houses and doing weird shit. Who knows? Okay. Well, till then, lots of love and enjoy this spring forward. Bye.